So for years, Kareen and I have been passing the Dinosaur National Monument and have thought many times about coming in for a visit. Well, we finally decided to stop and have a little tour of the park. Now, the place where we went is in the Colorado side, which is much more of a hiking and camping area. All of the dinosaur quarry is actually on the Utah side. So this trip is going to be a little bit of hiking, a little bit of visiting, and of course some photography. Now the first part of the morning was a beautiful hike on the Bull Canyon Trail. And that's going to be followed by our trip down the Echo Park Road. And that's a very interesting road because it's a four-wheel drive road. And we wanted to give our van a real test to make sure it can do the work it's supposed to. So this is going to be a little bit of a different video. We sure hope you enjoy it. The photography will come. It'll be just closer to the end. One of the first things you're going to notice when you start driving up the road is the views are spectacular. It is really worth stopping at the overlooks and spending a little time just enjoying the absolute beauty of this area. This is Sunrise View, Dinosaur National Monument. This is the Bull Run picnic area and viewpoint. We are out walking on the Bull Canyon Overlook Trail. Beautiful spot. Lots of these really gnarly juniper trees out here. And it looks like maybe even some pinyon pines as well. And of course the view is spectacular. This video is from an overlook on the Bull Canyon Trail. Kareen and I are walking out to the end of it. It's really quite beautiful out here. There's a beautiful yellow pinnacle right at the end of the trail with this cool little white rock on the top of it. It's kind of really cool. You can see it right there. That is neat. And then there are a series of yellow rocks and mesas coming out of the flat area to the right, heading down the canyon. Even managed to talk Kareen into posing on one of the big flat rocks at the overlooks, just for posterity. After completing that beautiful walk, Kareen and I are now heading for Echo Park Road. Echo Park Road is a 4x4 high clearance recommended road. It goes down into a canyon, and as it proceeds down in the canyon, it goes by just a number of very beautiful areas, including petroglyphs, an old farmstead, a cave, and you end up at the bottom where there's this absolutely beautiful shiprock that we want to photograph.
This is the Echo Park Overlook, and you can make out the winding road going out there. It's about 12 miles out to Echo Park and Steamboat Rock.
You can pretty much go up this road and down this road on a pickup truck, a two-wheel drive pickup truck with the current road conditions would probably be just fine. I will remind you that the forest rangers actually recommend a lifted four-wheel drive. And I could easily see after a little bit of rain or snow or anything that would wash some of the sand away from the road could make this a much, much more dangerous road. But right now it's fine, and the van, of course, is having no problems. A nice thing about the lifted van and having all-wheel drive with the off-highway van lockers in the rear means that I can handle pretty much anything that's pretty sandy, muddy, or even more important with the van, something with a high elevation as we're climbing up. Those extra, the lockers kick in when we start to lose traction in the back, and it really makes the van a lot more capable. So it's a beautiful morning, as I said. We're enjoying the ride up, and we're hoping that you are enjoying this video today, and we'll talk to you more later. For those of you that might be wondering, my normal front tire pressure is 60 pounds. My normal rear tire pressure is 70 pounds. And coming down the hill, first part of the hill, it was pretty bumpy. So I let some air out of the tires. The front tire is currently at 40 pounds, and the rear tire is currently at 50. And that seems to be doing very nicely on this road. It really smooths out the wash and keeps from us bumping around too much. That's our tow vehicle back there, the silver one, just if you wanted to know. And I know this is always a discussion with the vans, is what to lower the tire pressures to. And as I said, I have a variety of them. If it was a lot more washboardy, I'd probably take another 10 pounds out of the front tire and another 10 pounds out of the back tire. And if it was sandy, I'd probably do the same. I'd probably, if there was more sand or more mud, I'd lower my front tire pressures down to 30 and my back tire pressure down to around 40. I probably could go down to 20 and 30 if I wanted to, but we're a pretty heavy van and we've got fairly small tires on the front and the back. If the tires were a little bit larger, let's say they are 31s, so if they were 33s or 35s, I might actually go a little lower, but with the weight of the van and the size of the tires and wheels, that's about all I feel comfortable with. Anyway, if you have any comments on that or your thoughts or what you do, I'd sure love to hear about it. So please comment down below. Our first stop on the way down was to go and see some petroglyphs that are high up in the rocks. These are difficult to see, but worth the effort.
Some of these images feel incomplete, while some designs may be in the same state they were intended to be. We know that often they were made as a combination of petroglyphs and pictographs. Due to the exposed nature of this canyon, it is possible that any paint that was once present here has been eroded.
The petroglyphs are about 40 feet above the ground. I've circled some here so that you can see them. So we're down at Chew Ranch. It's about 3/4 of the way down to Echo Park. And the road is actually in very good shape. And now we know why. They park a tractor down here. It would seem that as soon as it rains, they'd have to regrade this road because there are places where there are fairly substantial washes come across the road. And the road is pretty much just sand and mud. So pretty much impassable during a rainstorm. What a beautiful location for a homestead. Absolutely gorgeous down here. Oh, and there's our truck. Lately we've been calling it the Beast. I don't know if that name will stick or not, but right now that's what we refer to it as. Here's the old farmhouse. It looked like it survived many years and did quite well, although recently, from where I'm walking, there was definitely a big flood that came down through here. Probably has damaged the house's foundations and things of that sort. Sort of a classic frontier house, probably rebuilt because it's got at least concrete coverings over the foundations. Just take you and have a little look inside. It's a fairly modern house. Even had a good oil heater. It's in pretty good shape, actually, considering it's probably not much has been done to it for many years. Pretty typical house of its day. They must have been using it until fairly recently. I suspect that the flood maybe have ended its usefulness as a house. And here's the funny door. It's padlocked shut, but they've got a great big opening. So So it turns out our great-great-grandparents were doing a lot of four-wheel driving long before we ever did it. Their vehicles were definitely a little bit more. When you look at the inside of their vehicles, not a whole lot different than ours. A bed, a couple drawers for food and that. They got a little spot up here that looks like it held a fireplace. So basic warmth. And this one on the left-hand side looks like a great big water tank. So, you know, not much has changed, although everything's changed. And here are a few photographs that Karine took of the homestead and the area. We hope you enjoy them. Whispering Cave was our third stop, and it's something that could easily be passed by. It just looks like there's a bit of a hole in the face of the cliff, but when you get closer, you find this amazing cave. Karine and I stopped on our way out at Whispering Cave. It is a low cut across the rock face. Very cool looking from the outside. Let's go have a look at the inside. It's kind of cool. You come into the cave, you can stand right up. Karine is hiding somewhere down on this far end. I don't know if I can actually get down to her. I think I'm a little too chubby.
Okay.
Do that. All you can see is her feet. Well, here she comes. How far back does that go?
About where I stood.
Oh, so that side doesn't go too far back.
You're skinnier.
But let's go down the other side. We'll follow Karine down. It looks like it goes back a little further. People, unfortunately, have left their mark.
Okay, watch your head now.
Oh, Karine's going to need to turn her camera phone on so we can see what's going on. Oh, there it is. It keeps going. Oh, my goodness me. It goes way back there. Okay, now we're walking sideways.
I can't go any further.
Oh.
The rock gets too wide right here.
The rock gets too... There we go. So you could keep going if you were a little person, skinny person. But unfortunately, Karine and I aren't that skinny. And there's the way out. As I bounce, my belly bounces off the rock here. This is cool. Great little stop along the way. Oh, I can now stand up. And we're coming back to the entrance. So there you go, Whispering Cave.
We are at Dinosaur National Monument on the Colorado side.
And you might call this a visiting the Dinosaur National Monument without visiting the dinosaurs.
Yeah, the dinosaur quarry is over on the Utah side, and we wanted to come here to Echo Park in the Colorado side because we have this lovely big rock up behind us. And we didn't know what time of day to be here, so we arrived in the afternoon. And it is too shadowed on this side. So we are probably going to take a couple pictures for posterity and then come in the morning and hope we can get less shadow.
Less shadow. It's supposed to be cloudy tomorrow morning, or at least starting to get cloudy tomorrow morning. So we might get up right at, and get down here for sunrise, just to take advantage of maybe some really nice light. Although we're in a very steep canyon, so it might be quite dark down here.
Yeah, might not wait for sunrise, might wait a little later.
Yes, indeed. After finishing a shot or two at the east side of the rock, we decided to walk back up the river, and we were able to get to the west side of the rock, where we got an opportunity to take a few absolutely gorgeous reflection shots, and here they are.
Well, we came back for the morning, just a little after sunrise. Last night didn't look too interesting for blue hour, so we decided to skip it and pick up the shadows and blues this morning just before sunrise. So we're out here, and the top of that steamboat rock is just getting a little bit of light on the top right corner. Hey, Sean, you're waiting here for the sunlight to get better. What do you think of the conditions this morning?
Well, they're not kind of what we expected. I think we were really hoping there'd be more clouds in the sky this morning. And it's turned out to be a beautiful bluebird kind of morning with just a beautiful blue sky. It's kind of nice having the light come onto this side of the rock. We got the other side over there yesterday, and we're now getting this side this morning, and that's quite lovely. Not much of a reflection. We got a little bit too much breeze this morning, so that was a little disappointing. But, you know, you kind of have to shoot what you find. It's, I have a 25 to 105 lens on this morning, and Corrine's got, I think, a 15 to 30, I think.
35.
Yeah, 15 to 35 on this morning, and she made a much better choice than I did. This is one of the few places where I really feel like I really wanted a big, wide lens, and I kind of blew that. But otherwise, it's beautiful morning. It's not too cold. Just really enjoying the sun come up on the rocks and trying to frame some lovely shots.
If you drive right down to the very end of the road towards Steamboat Rock, past the group campsite, you'll find some parking there. And if you look behind the sign that shows no dog walking, you can locate a little trail that comes out to the far end here. And just below this cottonwood tree, well, it's probably not cottonwood, but this large overhanging tree, we found a nice spot down here by the river. At this time of year, the river flow is pretty low, so we don't get great reflections. Also, the sand and silt is quite heavy in the water from here. Anyway, we're set up for watching the light come on this eastern side of the rock as the sun comes up. Well, we were told that it's going to get rainy today, and we thought we might see the beginnings of cloud cover this morning, but we have a perfectly blue sky, which isn't exactly what we were hoping for. We thought maybe we'd have a nice scattering of white clouds. If we look over to the west, there's just a few hanging up above the rocks, and maybe those are the ones that are going to pile in later this morning.
So, Corrine, where are we?
We are at the Echo Park Dinosaur National Monument at the confluence of the Yampa and the Green River.
Okay, so point out where the Yampa River is coming from.
The Yampa is coming from my far left, right.
Right.
Far right, up into the hills, and the Green River is coming from over that way, more to my left.
Yeah.
Well, we decided to stay a couple hours longer, have our breakfast, and then come back and check out the rock. And we're glad we did. There's a little bit of cloud coming over now, and the rock is nicely lit all the way down to the stream bed. And even there's some light upstream. So beautiful location, but you don't have to really wait for that sunrise or sunset here.
And here are some of the photographs that we took that morning. We hope you enjoy them. Well, Kareem, what did you think of the day? Or actually our little trip down to Dinosaur National Monument?
Well, I'm glad we came to the monument. I would say that this is an interesting photo spot, but you need the right weather conditions or cloud cover or something. Although I know you're not supposed to be here when it rains, so you got to time that right.
Got to time that sort of perfectly. White puffy cloud day would be beautiful. I can see the clouds starting to come in from the west right now, so the weather is going to change as the day goes on. Really enjoyed being down here. It's a gorgeous spot, beautiful campsite, very quiet, and just absolutely gorgeous. One of the prettiest we've ever probably stayed in. You do need a four-wheel drive vehicle to get down here, a four-wheel drive elevated vehicle, although frankly right now you can get down here quite easily in a sort of standard pickup truck. But I understand from the ranger those conditions can change, and they can change really quickly. So you have to make some good decisions before you come down. And the photography's been nice. Shiprock is beautiful.
Steamboat
Rock has been beautiful. Bring a wide-angle lens. You'll want it. And just really take a little time in the morning and the afternoon. There are really good shots at both times.
Well, if you've enjoyed this video, we hope you'll give us a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of our videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below.
And as always, if you'd like to know when we release videos, hit that little bell button, and you'll know when we release them. Again, this is we're just finally getting back into doing some shooting, and we really thank and respect your patience while I recuperated. And I hope you enjoy the videos that come. And until next time, bye for now.
Bye for now.